Hey guys, before the video starts, I wanted to bring attention to you guys that I do have a Final Fantasy Brave Exvius official Facebook group now. Myself and Living Ichigo, the man, the myth, the legend, Theo, we've collabed together to make this Facebook group to try to have like a community where you guys can come in, post, talk to each other, make Facebook friends, Final Fantasy Brave Exvius fans, and just overall have fun in a safe and positive environment. So if you guys want to join it, I'd really appreciate it. It's in the description below, and it's also going to be a pinned post on a lot of my videos to come, and we're trying to build up that community. So you guys enjoy the video and have a great day. What's going on, YouTube? Claykeysalt back again with another trial guide for Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, and this time we're bringing you one for the new global exclusive Echidna. I know how to say that word because Knuckles from Sonic is an Echidna, right? Come on, guys, we got this. All right. So Echidna, we had no idea what was going on with Echidna. We had no idea until our beautiful man Nasta over on Reddit did a little bit of data mining, gave us a little info, and I've been testing it, and then I think this team right here is pretty accessible for a lot of people, and the strategy should work out for a lot of you guys. So let's talk about Echidna. Echidna has 500 MP, he has 5 million health, he has a lot of health to get through. Echidna's elemental resist are the wind and stone, which are the two elements that Echidna likes to use. That's 50%. And then dark and light is 50%. So that's going to put a little bit of a halt to your Excaliburs and then your Orlandus. But your Orlandu is going to be able to knock that down by 50% when he uses a Divine Ruination. So it's kind of just going to be doing straight damage instead of even more damage, okay? This boss is also full break. No, you can't do anything. Can't full break him. He's resist to full break. And also, only thing you can do status element wise is blind and silence, which is going to be important, but not until the 50% thresholds, okay? So let's talk about what this boss can actually do to you. Lots of status elements, lots of chances, lots of RNG. Don't we love that? All right, so we have Soul Siphon. MP Drain with 70% chance to petrify. This is single target, and what we're going to want to do with this is we're going to try to get it onto our tank. The tank's going to pull it in and then have a jeweled ring, I do believe, on to stop petrify from happening, so hopefully nobody ever gets petrified. We won't have to worry about that too much. It can also cast Death Kiss, 50% chance of instant death. So that's going to be rough, 50-50 chance if you're going to die. Actually, we have a little bit of a strategy with that too. We want to pull that to our tank and equip the accessory Safety Bit, which is you obtain that through the Fat Chocobo and Star Quartz. And what this does is have you resist anything that could instantly kill you, which is going to be great if Death Kiss keeps trying to hit the tank because it'll never actually work. Then the boss can cast Seduce, which is a charm on a target. We've dealt with that mechanic before. It looks like a little heart. That just means the target is stopped for 3 turns. Can't really do anything. Can't interact. Does absolutely nothing. It's just like in love with the Echidna. Doesn't want to do anything to hurt it, all right? The other moves that it has are Reap Blood. That's an HP drain. We had an MP drain. Now we have an HP drain. But with the HP drain, it has an 80% chance to disease. Single target. All these moves have been single target so far. Disease just lowers your stats down a bit. Not the biggest of deals. And again, with the HP drain and the disease, we're going to pull to the tank. All these single targets, we're hoping hits the tank so that we can avoid having to deal with them on anybody else. Now this comes in the damaging abilities and the AoE aspects that we're going to have to deal with. Toxic Claw. AoE 2.3 times physical damage with a 30% chance to poison. So the poison kind of sucks. It is going to be AoE, but we're going to be able to heal through it. Honestly, I've tested it. A Stola can heal through it with double Curaja, with dual cast, things like that. So we don't really have to worry too much about the poison. So don't worry about that. But you are going to be taking a little bit of physical damage. So maybe putting on some defense or buffing up your defense is going to be good. And then we have Tornado, which is another physical damage move. AoE 2 times wind though. Wind physical damage with a 35% chance to paralyze. Guys, I actually never got paralyzed off of this. I think the team setup helped me out a lot too, but that's going to be a lot of wind damage, but we can get rid of that and negate a little bit of that and be ready for it with a little bit of a defense buff and our wind resist up, and we're going to be using Minfilia to buff our wind resist. That's going to be really good for us. Other moves that the Echidna has, these all happen after the 50% threshold, okay? We have Flare, and this is when things get a little bit more hectic. AoE 4 times magic damage. This is the first time we're dealing with magic damage, and an 80% chance to blind. That's a large percent AoE chance to blind everybody. But we're going to have a way we don't have to deal with this Flare and this Tremor, and I'm going to teach you guys as we go. Then we have Tremor, AoE 4 times Earth physical damage, so it's going to be a way we're going to have to buff up our Earth resist with a 50% chance to paralyze, which is going to be trouble. But there's a way we can turn those off, and we'll talk about that when we get into like what he actually does. We're not going to have to deal with those two mechanics as long as we stay on top of things and we get a little bit lucky, all right? And then he has Ectasis, which is just a move where he just assumes himself and gets rid of all status buffs or status elements, which would be blind and silence, which we're going to get into now. So before the 50% threshold, he's going to be able to cast any of these moves: Reap Blood, Toxic Claw, Tornado, Death Kiss, Seduce, and Soul Siphon. But a lot of these moves we're trying to slap on the tank, so the tank's never going to have any MP. We only need the tank to be provoking anyway to try to pull everything to him. He's going to have a chance to get shot down with death, but Safety Bit's going to save him. The disease isn't going to really matter. We're going to heal him up, and then you know, Tornado and Toxic Claw are AOE abilities that we're gonna negate a little bit with Wind Resist and the you know, physical resist with defense. Okay. After the 50% threshold, so you've gone through your turns, you're making sure you're healing up. With Minfilia, since we're taking Minfilia, we're going to have our confusion up because of the confusion that Tornado can do. Yeah, it's actually confusion, isn't it? It's not paralyzed. I think it's confusion that Tornado can do. So that's why I was like, I've never gotten paralyzed. I don't understand that. It's actually confusion. My mistake on saying that. It's confusion that it can do, and we're going to be able to negate that with Minfilia's disposition or whatever, where the 100% confusion buff goes up. And we're going to do that on turn 1 because we never want to get confused, okay? So it's going to be able to cast all of that, and if Tornado would go off and confuse people, it'd be really, really rough. Also, on the very first turn, you walk in, boom, Echidna gets to use a move first because it's cheaty like that, and it is going to probably Soul Siphon. It's going to definitely Soul Siphon one of your dudes, which means it's going to take all your MP. We're going to hopefully pull that. Our tank of choice is going to be Snow. We're going to hopefully pull that to Snow. His MP is going to go down to 0, but he doesn't have to do anything but provoke, and we're going to try to get his MP back up a little bit so he can start provoking as we go on with cover from our boy Noctis, alright? So after the 50% threshold, this is when a little bit of the mechanics come in. As soon as you break the threshold, so if you deal damage and you break that threshold, this is going to happen. If he's not silenced, if he's not blind, he's going to cast that flare and that trimmer. That's big AoE damage. That's a lot of status elements you don't want to deal with, high percentage chances. So we're going to make sure that he's both blind and silenced so we can avoid that completely. Because if you look here, if silenced, he has a 50% chance of just casting Seduce, which is that little love charm thing he could do. If that doesn't happen, he's going to cast Toxic Claw. If blinded, he has a 50% chance of casting Soul Siphon, which is the MP thing that he takes away your MP. If not, he's just going to cast Tornado. So we're used to Tornado, win physical damage, confuse chance. We're going to have our Wind Resist up, and then with the Soul Siphon, that's just going to be on, you know, that's just MP. So that's going to be in our tank. Hopefully we pull it to our tank. Now, let's talk about a couple of other things. If every 3 turns he's going to do that. So you break the threshold, he's either going to cast Trimmer, Flare, or those if nots, if silence, if not silence. So when you're about to break the threshold, make sure those are happening when you go through the threshold. After that, you have 3 turns. On the 3rd turn, it's going to happen again. So it's going to be like, for me, it's normally like, you know, put the status elements on him when he breaks threshold, and then it's normally a recover turn, an attack turn to get some attacks in, and then put the status elements back on him, rinse and repeat. That's going to be very important after you break the 50% threshold, okay, guys? So now let's go in, get into the party, show you the equipment, and then get into the fight to show you guys how to kick this guy's butt. So now we're going to go over our team that we're taking. We're taking Carbuncle, Ramu on Minfilia, just in case we need to use Osmos, and Ramu is going to be our damage dealing Esper that kills, most likely. We're taking Diablos on Noctis, which is our physical damage dealer, our damage dealing unit, because it does have Demon Killer, and Echidna is a demon. We're just taking Odin on our COD, and we're going to take Golem on Snow, very important because of the provoke, okay? So let's go ahead, I'm going to give a quick sweep of what I have equipped on, things like that. You just want whatever you can get here. I'm using the Vestment of Mine because, you know, he was a 3-star pull and we could farm up the egg Easter candies for that. You guys don't have to use that, obviously. You can use another thing. That just helps with MB management. But really, Estola doesn't really have that bad of MP problems. So that's your pick. And then we have this right here, just a little bit of HP. You want to make sure your HP is over 4,500. And the cat ear hood, the way you get that, and it's an amazing item if you guys haven't seen it. Let's just look at it. Look at all those resist it gives you. Doesn't really help in this fight, but it gets you a lot of resist, a lot of magic, a lot of spirit. I love putting that on my healer. The Mighty Hammer giving us a little more health. We'll go over to our Minfilia. Nothing special here, just our normal gear, some muscle belts, you know, a little bit of attack up, HP up. Really all we want here is a lot of HP and a little bit of elemental resist. All right, guys. And then this is our friend unit we're going to be taking. You guys can take a Noctis friend. I think you want to take a Noctis friend. I really do. I'm going to be using my own Noctis, like, so that we can just get in there and do with what I need to do. But if you have a Noctis friend, you can ask them to equip them like this. There's not much really difference, except for the boss is light resist, so you don't want that Excalibur in his hand. I'm using Save the Queen here, and you just really want Noctis for the cover ability, the ability for him to get his mana back up by jumping in the air, and then the Fire Flask is pivotable after the 50%. So, and then we look at these are just his TM. So this is my TM'd geared out friend unit if you guys would need to take one. And then here's my COD, nothing special here. I just slapped on stuff and HP, lots of HP there, abilities, you know, nothing crazy. And then we'll go to Snow, and this is what I have on Snow right now, and these are very important parts. And I think I forgot to mention that we have the jeweled ring on his shoulder. It's very important because you don't want any paralysis or anything like that going on. As you can see, you guys can get that, it's paralysis, and we don't want it to be petrified either, just in case, so we have that on. But on Snow, we're having the same thing, the jeweled ring, but the safety bit That is also from the same Fat Chocobo shop as the cat-eared hood. You guys need that. That is going to stop the 50% chance of getting killed. It's going to make it 0 because it negates. Safety bit negates being killed. You can't be killed in one hit. So that's what's going to be really good there. And then I put a little pretty crown on Snow, put the Winged Saint on, Snow Shield on, and Tabby Suit. Just hooked him up with a lot of defense, HP Spirit, you know, things like that, because that's pretty much all it is. He's going to be a meat stick that's going to take that safety bit and just hide behind it when he's trying to get like one shot by that KO ability. All right, so that's the team. You guys can build it how you guys want to. Comment down below if you guys took anything different, but I think this is going to be the team that's going to get us there. So now let's go fight the fight. All right, guys, now we're actually going to get into the fight and teach us Echidna who's boss. All right, we're going to go on elite, obviously. The things we need to do: complete the quest, defeat Echidna with an Esper, party at 5 or less, no items. The no items part sucks. But okay, like I said before, we're not using a friend unit. We're using our Noctis as our friend unit, as you guys would be using if you needed to take one. And this is how it's going to go down. The items don't matter because we're not using them. This first turn could decide the fate of us. We really need Snow to lose his MP here. It's Cloud of Darkness, but that's okay. Cloud of Darkness or Snow are both of the targets that can be hit by this. Anybody else, and it's kind of a retry here. And there's nothing we can do, right? Because it casts it on the first turn. The best we can do is have a target that pulls you know, aggro to it in the first place. I mean, I guess we could put like camouflage on people in their you know, abilities, but I just don't think it's worth it to be farming out the camouflage and getting that stuff. So we just have to rely on that. So we're gonna go ahead and provoke here with Snow. Normally he would have no MP. You couldn't provoke. Cloud of Darkness is going to be autoing. Noctis is always going to be casting cover when it's down. That's what we want to be doing. So our turn consists of Noctis casting cover. Minfilia really needs us to have confused resist, because somebody gets confused, the fight is over. And then we're gonna boost up our let's see, we're gonna boost up our, where's it at? Why am I dumb? Why am I dumb? Where is it at? I need protecting guy. Oh, there it is. We're gonna boost up our defense because it is gonna be physical damage here. And normally with Cloud of Darkness, I'd be casting Omnivel there, but we can't, sadly, because, you know, she got all of her MP taken away from her. But let's see what happens here. So Snow's pulling a lot to himself. Then we have Tornado. How hard is it gonna hit? Because we don't have any resists. Okay, not that bad, not that bad. So we didn't have to really worry about it too much. And now with cover, Cloud of Darkness will be getting the MP back for when we need to use Cloud of Darkness, and that's at the 50% threshold, okay? So now we just got to recover from that unruly set of things. And like this fight, again, we just want to pull everything to Snow that we can and just start beating butt. So we always want to have, on every turn, we want to make sure, once we set up after this turn, we want to make sure cover is on, provoke is up, and we have a wind resist. And then with Noctis, if he's low on MP, have him jump in the air and come back down. All right, but this turn is a physical. I mean, not physical. Excuse me. Is a damage killing turn because we don't really have to do anything else with Noctis. And then we need to put up our wind resist. I do believe, right? We haven't done that yet, so we'll put up our wind resist. We'll auto attack with Cloud of Darkness, and then we'll use Warp Break. And that's what we want to do. And the thing about Snow is that you always want to be provoking with Snow, no matter what. Don't do anything else with Snow. Normally, just always be provoking because one, as you see, he has a stop on him with the lure or whatever, what would you call it? What's it called? Lust. Like the lust it has on it for Echidna. You can't be provoking then. If he loses all his MP in a turn until cover kicks in where he can use MP again, he can't use provoke then. So use provoke at every time that you can. And then every turn, you just want everybody to be as full health as possible. And COD is kind of just rocking out in the corner. But COD is going to be very important later on in this fight for many reasons. And we don't worry about the poison too much, guys. We just heal through it. It's not that big of a deal. So in this turn, as you can see, we have wind resist. We have confused resist. So we don't really need anything else. So Minfilia is auto attacking. Noctis is using Warp Break again, and then COD is just auto attacking also, especially since it's no mana. You maybe be able to fit a barrage in there because we have cover on, but as far as MP recovery now, we just want Cloud of Darkness to get up as high as possible. So everything's hitting Snow, which is good, but again, I think it refreshed his stop, so now Provoke's going to fall off, and that's when things could go off the handle. That's why we're using Snow, because he has the auto draw to him, okay? So everybody seems really good on health, so I'm going to go ahead and use Benediction on Snow. There's no reason to use anything else on anybody else. They're pretty high up in health. Minfilia does need to put up our Confused Resist. Do not forget this stuff. Cover needs to go back on. Cover is off. When you need to put up the Confused Resist, normally when you cast it with cover on that first turn, that's going to be when they both need to go back on, and then Cloud of Darkness is just going to auto. And guys, I'm going to step out now. If there anything bad happens, anything crazy happens to you, just try to recover the best you can. The worst possibilities are Noctis dies, Noctis gets his MP taken out, but other than that, you're pretty good. So I'm gonna step away until we hit the 50% threshold, and that's when we're gonna have to come back in and explain some stuff. So I'm gonna speed the fight up because it is gonna take a little bit. So I'll be right back. All right, guys, so I'm back, and I think we're about to break the HP threshold. And when we break that HP threshold, we want to make sure that Echidna is blind and silenced. It's very important, and we're really, really close. So and I think that Fire Flask might break him through. So we're going to make sure that we do that. And the reason we do that is if we don't, Echidna will cast Flare, and then it'll cast like Quake, and it'll do a lot of damage. And now that we're hitting that threshold, there are a few things we need to change. One, I mean, it's the same as everything else. Just make sure everybody's healed up with Ishtola. We want Snow to keep provoking. Those two will stay the same. The only thing that changes with Menphilia is that we also want our Stone Resist up, but in the order, Confusion is always the highest, so we do need to get our Confusion up right here while we're about to break this threshold. Last turn I could have done that, but I buffed up my defense and attack for this turn to make sure I bust through that threshold. Every threshold, it'll be every 3 turns after you break the threshold, you want to make sure that you're using Aura Ball and that you're using Fire Flask to try to do the silence and the blind to the Echidna as you can. So we'll go ahead and use those right here. Hopefully bust through the threshold, and I think we did. And then, so what that causes it to do is this normal rotation, and then also use that move right there that gets rid of its status elements, so we don't have to worry about too much at all. So that's how it's going to be this turn now with Menphilia. Let's see what we're looking at here. We're going to buff up our Wind Resist, and then we're going to have our Earth Resist up too, just in case it casts a Quake move. So we'll go ahead and go like that. We'll heal up here. Kiraja. We'll provoke as always. And then on the second, so this is the first turn before the third turn comes where it'll do it again. So what we want to do is I'm going to go ahead and cast Barrage. We want to start getting it down as quickly as possible. Normally on this turn is when I'm casting Cover. So the turn right after I use Fire Flask, I'm going to be casting Cover to make sure our MP is staying up. Things like that. So this is turn 1. We're going to cast Cover. So it goes Fire, for Noctis, for me, my rotation is Fire Flask, Cover, Damage Ability Move, or Osmos if we need mana. And then we do our Fire Flask again, okay? So that's how it's going to work here. And we could get unlucky. I've gotten unlucky before. An Osmos flings off a Snow, grabs Noctis's MP. At death, goes and smacks somebody. It can really mess the whole fight up. It's a little bit RNG, but a little bit of perseverance and a little bit of preparation, we can definitely get through it. And I'm loving that Snow's being able to provoke. It's awesome. That's what we want. So then we're going to go and use Benediction because nobody else is hurt on Snow to make sure he's full up. Clouded Darkness is going to be using Barrage. So this is the turn against the damage dealing turn. So we're going to go ahead and use our Limit Burst here with our boy Noctis. And Menphilia doesn't really have any turns off at this point. So we're going to put up our Stone Resist now. She doesn't really have any time off. We need to make sure we have all our resists up. And then boom, boom. That's what's going to happen here. And we want to try to kill Echidna as fast as possible. But remember, we do need that Esper bar filled. So we're going to hope to get that filled up before the end of this fight. Normally, it's already full. I'm getting a little unlucky on you know, getting it to go up, but I think it'll be up before the end, hopefully. And if not, we can always just rerun it again. So we got MP down on Snow, but that's all right because we'll have cover. So that was our turn of our damage dealing or Osmos turn. So it was, you know, so it went, we did Aura Ball, we did Fire Flask. Then turn 1 started, and that was comeback. Turn 2 was damage ability or getting our MP back with Noctis. And now it's time for Fire Flask again, so it doesn't hit us with those big moves. Because if you let these moves go off, guys, it probably will kill you. I mean, I'm sure you can find a way to survive, but currently I just die from it. So what do we need right now? Let me go and look. Okay, we need to have our leadership disposition up, and then we need to have Courage up. So we need to make sure everybody's full on health. And sadly, Snow can't provoke, and that really sucks. So we're going to use, again, Aura Ball and Fire Flask to do the blind and the silence so that the Echidna doesn't hit us with its big damage dealing abilities. Man, we really need that Esper Guard to go up. It is so sad. Normally, I've test run this a bunch of times, testing stuff to see what's the best, and backing out and coming back in, or getting messed up because somebody got hit with a death or something like that. And my Esper Bar is always full at this point. So, of course, something else has got to be happening where the Esper Bar is not full. So hopefully it gets up there before the end. We're going to be using a lot of Barrage here, so hopefully that'll help fill it up. So these Barrage. So this is the turn right after. So that's turn 1. What do? We cast Comeback. Cover, excuse me. So we're going to cast Cover, and then we're going to go ahead and have Menphilia. I think she needs to put the Wind Resist up, so we'll go ahead and do that, I think. So let's go ahead and look. It's always okay to look. So we don't have any Wind Resist up, and that's what we want. Boom, 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 and covers on everybody to get that MP up. And everybody's really good on MP. Clouded Darkness is a little bit low, but that's due to the fact that in the beginning, Clouded Darkness had to build up the MP back from 0, and then Noctis is running low, and that's just because all of his moves cost a shit ton of MP. Honestly, they made him. I mean, they had to give him some kind of a little bit of a downfall. The guy's a god, so. Yeah, it would be crazy if that move right there, that counter move recovered MP, because that would be disgusting. So here's the second turn. This is either a damage dealing turn, or this is a turn where you can get your MP back. I think it's not time to get MP back yet, but it's close. So we're gonna go ahead and use a Warp Break here. It's almost that time. We'll get our our Stone resist up just in case we mess something up. We want to put ourselves in the best position possible, because if we would miss a blind or we'd miss something like that, we want to have both of them buffed. So when we take that damage, it's not as bad. You know what I mean? Miss a blind or miss a silence, something like that. Something happens. Just be prepared. Have all these things up. Because again, Snow really needs to be casting Provoke soon, but he's been in love with Echidna too much to be able to do that. So that was turn 2. Now it's turn 3 again. We got to use Fire Flask. So it's going to go Fire Flask. We're going to be cutting it close on MP. Fire Flask, Aura Ball. Where is it at? Where are you at, Aura Ball? There you are. I think it's Leadership's Disposition we need right now. Yep. Snow can't freaking provoke, man. And when he can't provoke, it scares me. Kiraja twice. Boom, boom, boom. And the cool thing is we do a lot of damage with the Fire Flask. And we got both of them off. Good. You know, I never know. There's percentages, I guess, there where it couldn't happen, but I always try. So now Cloud of Darkness is in love instead of Snow, because it went to Cloud of Darkness, made Cloud of Darkness fall in love, which is, I think it's going to be okay. Hopefully it falls off on top to be an Aura Ball. We do have Fire Flask, things like that, so it should be recoverable for sure. So we're going to go ahead and cast Presence of Mind. We're going to cast Kiraja, and then we're going to cast Protectica. Where are you at? There we go. You know, give us a little bit of defense just in case. And now Snow can provoke. Please, Snow, pull it to you, dude. We need you to pull it to you. I think this is Wind Resist time. Let me see. Yeah, it's Wind Resist time. And then we're going to cast... We could cast Cover here. We are going to Cover, and then what, on Osmos? Yeah, Cover and Osmos. We have 32. Yeah, we have enough. We have enough mana. So that's what our turn's going to be. We're going to cast Cover on everybody, get everybody's HP and MP going back up, and then we're going to cast Osmos and get all our MP back. So that's going to be really good. All right, Snow, all your MP's gone again, man. He just takes hits, dude. I mean, I know he died. If you watch my early video, he died, but then he just came back and recovered really quick. Snow actually really shines in this fight, and I really love it that they're giving a chance for a unit like Snow, who didn't really have a chance before, to like actually be used really strongly here. So we'll go ahead and cast double Kiraja again. Got to make sure we're healed up to take these big baddie hits. I think is it Stone time? Yeah, I think it's Stone time. Yep, Stone time. Sometimes it takes me a minute because I'm thinking in the future, guys. When I make these videos, I'm always constantly thinking of things to say. Snow can't provoke, but that's okay. It should be up on him. And then Noxus is going to cast Osmos, get his MP back from the enemy. Boom. This would be the turn that would be a damage dealing ability, but now we need our MP back, so we're casting Osmos. And then Snow's just going to punch him in the face because he has nothing else to do. I guess he could defend. But, oh, and our Esper filled up. Yes. Here we go. So now we're going to have to cast the, oh, yes, and Cloud of Darkness came back. So that was perfect timing for us. Man, a lot of people have a lot of health right here. It's pretty cool stuff. We need to have Leadership on now. We don't want to be confused. That would ruin the fight. Benediction needs to be cast. Snow can cast Provoke, which is the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. Aura Ball. Where are you at? Aura Ball. And then we're going to be casting the Fire Flask. There we go. Silence Blind. Yes, that's what we want, baby. All right, we're getting close, man. I'm getting excited. There it is. We're doing okay. We are doing okay. The damage warp is just sweet. Noctis is like, hey, I'm on full health again. What's up? It's me, Noctis. I'm on full health. All right, yeah. So double Kiraja. There is a chance you could fit in a Y'shtola limit burst, but honestly, I just rather have everybody at full health. Everything's working. It's working great. We're fine. I don't want to be messing anything up. So I think this is Wind Resist time. Provoke again forever, just in case he can't provoke for a little bit. Noxus is going to go ahead, and so this is the damage dealing turn, so we're going to use Warp Break, I think. I'm kind of worried about my mana here, but we have to kill it somehow. Like, it has to die, so that's okay. We'll do it like that. Oh, no, it was cover time. That's okay. Cover, like, now we don't have a turn to cover, so I did mess up there. It was cover time, so it's just done after that. We'll use cover on this turn. It'll be all right. We do miss a turn out on MP recovery on everybody else, though, which is kind of sucks. That is a mistake I just made because I was thinking in my head. Again, when I make these videos, man, it's not like normal because I'm constantly thinking of things to say and what to do, and I mess up sometimes, but it's not the worst thing that could happen to you because we can just cast cover now, and the next turn we need to be casting the Fire Flask, so that's okay. A little bit of a mistake there, but we're gonna make it through it. And now it is Stone Resist. There it is, just in case. Man, Snow can't cast Provoke because he doesn't have enough MP because of the cover mistakes. See, you can't be making mistakes like that, man. I'm gonna use his Limit Burst. And then Cloud of Darkness is gonna barrage, I think. Nah, Cloud of Darkness is just gonna auto attack, I think. Oh, Cloud of Darkness can use the Limit Burst, but I'd rather not. Oh, that's not the button. There we go. Just auto attack. That's fine. Get him, Snow. All right, what's going on now? Toxic. All right, so we're now on turn 3 again. We got to use the Aura Ball and the Fire Flask. Running low on MP. But as always, when anything happens where you can't use items for MP recovery, it's really rough. MP in this game, especially for a long fight like this, when you don't have a lot of TM'd out units, a lot of 6-star units, it's going to be kind of rough. We're getting through it. We're almost there. I'm kind of worried about the Esper kill. I do tend to mess those up, but if I do mess it up, you guys are bosses. You guys will get it and just make fun of me in the comments. It's fine. As long as I get you guys there, I think you guys can get it, finish that up. So we can't cast Provoke. Yes, yes. Okay, Provoke. Leadership Disposition. I've said that word 6 different ways, so you guys can make fun of me on that too. So Fire Flask, and then Aura Ball. Boom. Bye-bye. So how much damage are we doing, baby? Okay, we're getting there. We're getting so close. Okay. I think, so on this turn, since we already have cover cast, I think I'm going to go ahead and jump in the air to recover MP. So he's going to jump, and that's going to be the cover turn. Down was going to be the damage turn, and then he's going to have cast Fire Flask again. And cover is going to be off, but that's okay. We're getting close to killing it. So we're going to go ahead and point jump. I need my MP back. That's going to be very important for Noctis. So we're going to jump in the air. So this is the turn you would cast cover. When he comes down, it's a damaging turn, so he is dealing damage. And then we're going to have to do Fire Flask right after that, okay? Minfilia needs to be casting, I think, Stone? Let me make sure before. Oh, I missed Stone on Noctis. Okay, that was another mistake. Just so you guys know, you want to cast its Wind, and that's pretty bad that Noctis doesn't get that. But you want to make sure you don't jump in the air. Again, I'm just trying to talk and teach you guys, and I messed up. But you want to use Wind there before he jumps in the air, not like that, like a big old dummy like I was. And then we're going to go ahead and cast Benediction on Snow, and we are going to auto with Cloud of Darkness as the MP is getting really low. Oh man, I can't believe I'll keep making this. That's 2 major mistakes I've already made, dude. Dang it. Hopefully we don't die from it. Boom. There we go. Nice. So Kiraja. This is the damage dealing turn. We will not have MP recovery for Cloud of Darkness or Minfilia, but that's okay. This is the Stone turn, just in case. And then Cloud of Darkness will just auto. So we're getting there. We're getting really close. I think we're okay, though. Like, as long as this tornado doesn't, like, destroy Noctis. Wow, that's a lot of auto attacks. Was that, like, 5 auto attacks in a row? I've never seen it do that before. What the heck? That was crazy. That's pretty cool, though. That's pretty good, because Noctis didn't have the wind resist, which is crazy. And then Snow's just like, I don't give a crap. You can auto attack me 5 times. I'm gonna auto attack you 5 times, and we get to provoke. Man, this is just beautiful stuff right here. I think we're good. Just use Benediction here. We need to do the leadership disposition. We need to do Fire Flask, because this is the turn where we need to lock up the silence and the blind. Boom, boom, bam. Yes. I'm so scared. Please don't kill it with a warp break. We could cast cover. Do we need to cast cover, though? I don't think so. Let's see what happens here. Good. Boom. Oh, man. Antstow's getting some hits in. I like it. I like it. I like it. So I'm gonna do a warp break by itself real quick. I'm not gonna cast cover because we're not gonna need it. I'm gonna cast warp break, see where it gets it to. I am gonna have. We don't want to use that one. I am gonna have Ramuh at the ready just in case this warp break does too much damage, but I don't think it's going to. But just in case, I'm gonna go ahead and get everybody where they need to be with Kiraja. And yeah, we'll do Kiraja there, and then I'm just gonna use warp break, and we're gonna see where it gets the health at. I don't think it's gonna get anywhere near killing it. I think it's gonna get close, but it's not gonna kill it. Okay. So everybody else is gonna be defending the next turn. We're gonna use warp break again, and then we're gonna use the Esper, and hopefully we kill it with the overkill. Honestly, I don't know the timings on the Espers. I don't do it enough, and I'm bad, so there's that. So which turn is this? This is the wind resist buff, so we'll get the wind resist on. We're going to defend with these 2 guys so we don't do any more damage. Hopefully there's no countering by Noctis or Snow, or Y'shtola decides she's going to hit him with the rod and kill him. I mean, I've had that happen in my videos before where I accidentally, like, did that. And, oh, God, Snow, please! Okay, he doesn't do that much damage, thank God. So we're going to use the Esper. I think we're using Ramuh. Yeah. We're using Ramuh as our damage. And we're going to use Warp Break. So, here we go. This is the end. We've beaten the boss with this team. We just got to hope we get this. Overkill. Ramuh, use your power and say overkill. Overkill. Oh, yes. I think that means we get it. I think that means we kick its ass. My voice is so destroyed, guys. After streaming, making all these videos, talking with a bunch of people, it's gone. But I think we just completed the quest. I think we just killed the new boss, the new global exclusive. And this fight was fun. The RNG factors made it, like, probably not fun for a lot of people out there that don't want to lose energy, but for me, it was like a constant battle of like thinking of where to go. But the building of this team is amazing. Yes, we got the Assassin's Vest. We cleared it. I just want to make sure we get all these missions. Oh, that's not it. That's a TM. Boom, 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 boom. Bam, we knocked them all out. That was amazing. That feels good, man, and I know you guys can do it too. For me, building this team up, using snow was amazing, and going back to Noctis from Orlando was a refresher. Very, very cool. I'll have my Noctis as my friend unit if you guys are on my friend list. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below how you're killing the boss, or if you have a different strategy, or just make fun of me for some of the mistakes I made. And then subscribe for future content. We'll catch you guys in the next video.